Hey, Lorcana players, it happened. Pixelborn is being shut down, at least all of the stuff that involves Lorcana. So earlier today, I was given a notification through a Discord. It wasn't actually the Pixelborn Discord that I saw at first, and it was like a regional Discord, and they just said, Pixelborn's done. GG, Pixelborn. And turns out that Pavel, who had created Pixelborn, was approached by some Disney client and was told that he needed to shut down the server. And that's unfortunate. It is what it is. It is a third-party server. It's using their license. So this isn't anything that wasn't out of the blue. This was something that they expected for a long time. In fact, there's and the Gamer had created an article about this back in, when was this, October? So like start of the game, they were like, hey, this is probably going to happen. So everyone knew this going into it. If you'd like to, you can read up on this article. It's on the Gamer. Go ahead and look at the title there. But unfortunately, it has outlived its time. But that's just it. There's so many different things, so many factors that play into that, because right now that is the only online way to play this game. The only other way to play it is paper, and of course that's going to drive up their sales, or it's going to completely tank them. Who knows? So in our Discord, we were having a conversation about like, why would they pull the trigger now? They've known about it for months. So number one assumption is that Disney and Ravensburger is going to have a server in the next couple of months that replaces this. Now, this could be really awesome. It could turn out something like, Arena. And the interface for Magic the Gathering Arena is pretty strong overall, like just from a developer standpoint. Like, they do a really good job. It's a really great way to kind of test out cards, learn how things work. And you can even see here do some like absolutely ridiculous stuff that paper may not typically accommodate. But at the moment, for the Lorcana community, it's so small and it's so early that like this is going to completely shake the game for a minute. A lot of people think that Pixelborn is one of the only reasons that it made it through Chapter 1, because I know in the New York area, demand was so high for it, and these prices just skyrocketed, and nobody ended up wanting to buy the product, but they enjoyed the game. So it would have been really easy for, by second set, people just didn't want to play the game anymore, and it died out. It's very possible that we see that with Star Wars Unlimited. I hope not for any of the players who do that, but that would be a great example of a game that would slowly die out because of so many price hikes. And that was something that Lorcana saw at the very beginning, and Pixelborn came in and allowed people to continue playing without seeing and being punished by the price. So now we're going into the fourth set, and we're losing our online client. So one, that really sucks for the community. Could very possibly lose a lot of people to this game. But also, I feel like this is really going to shake up the next month's meta, because so much of the last season's meta was determined by all of this testing, by all of these people on YouTube posting what their decks look like, what worked, what didn't. It drove up prices. So I'm curious if both the meta and the market for the meta are kind of going to go into a tizzy for a little bit. Now, it was announced that it will not be, unavailable until June 16th. So you have until June 16th to play Pixelborn. So like, get on that if you haven't already. Go ahead and start testing things out, because if you're getting ready for the set championship, if you are going to Chicago or Dallas to do one of these tournaments, that's going to be really important that you test out your deck, that you see what else is being used, you see how it functions, you see if you want to buy the cards. See, that's one of the big things that I feel like we're going to lose here, is people may end up, buying things prematurely and then not use them. So like, I feel like the marketplace is going to kind of be in a tizzy for a little bit. But anyways, the official notice through Pixelborn that Pavel had posted, it reads something like this. Earlier this month, Disney representatives contacted me I was advised that Disney has intellectual property rights in the Disney Lorcana cards, and that Disney has requested Pixelborn to respect these rights by not copying the cards or in any way suggesting an affiliation with Disney. I've always stated I would respect such a request, and I plan to keep my word and will not grasp at technicalities. Pixelborn will stop the support for Lorcana before 16th of June 2024. The Pixelborn Discord server will remain a safe and welcoming place to discuss everything Lorcana. My heart is shattered to pieces. I've put everything in this project for the past year of my life. Every night, weekend, and holiday, I know it meant a lot to many people as the way to experience the game we all love. I genuinely believe Ravensburger is the best company that could have developed and now supports the game. The past weekend proves that Lorcana has a bright future. And this is, of course, alluding to the challenge event both in Lille, France, and in Atlanta. Thank you all for sharing this journey with me. You might not realize it, but every single one of you matters. With all the charity donations we've made, we really brought a meaningful change to the world. If you ever feel down, always remember that. I will always cherish you. Be happy. Forever yours, Pavel. And he gives a little thank you to many of the people that supported him on the way. And he even writes a little thing about the patrons. Patrons, feel free to cancel your subscriptions. If you would like to receive a refund for your last month, please contact me via Patreon. Once I've recouped all server costs, I will create a poll to choose which charities for the remaining funds. Meanwhile, I've worked on 2 additional engines. Engine Newton is 90% done. I've even commissioned the game board skins, additional art, visuals, all done. But with the current situation, I'm not sure I will make it public. Engine Sorcery will have the demo decks ready soon and might be released. Wow. I feel like this guy is very commendable and respectable. I hope either Ravensburger or Disney or someone picks him up as a developer or just some kind of support and like gives him a lot of credit, because not only did he really carry a lot of the community through the first couple of chapters, but like all the proceeds to help fund it and help like make this thing run also went back to charity. Like, he's just a very commendable guy. So if there was like a Medal of Honor in trading card games, like I feel like Pavel would have won one of them. So definitely give him some love there. If you are still a member of Patreon for Pixelborn, please read up on his message and figure out what your next steps are. But yeah, this is a really big shift in this gameplay. And I'm hoping that Disney comes out with their own client, their own online client that takes it a step above, because they have the backing, they have the money. But then we get into the paid part of this all. So one thing that was great with Arena was that it technically is a free online portal. You can play the game without paying, but there were quite a bit of limitations. You can't just have any card you want at any time. You're still like earning your cards. So it becomes a bit of a gray area in what could come next. Could this all be a subscription that you pay online, and you know all of our players are going to pay it? Like, people who really love this game, especially like during tough seasons, like the prize pool is so large right now that sure, I'll pay $10 a month to make sure that I know how to play my cards. So I have a feeling that they're gonna go for the paid subscription route, because that's just what Disney does. And I'm curious how soon Disney, like Big D Disney, is going to start acknowledging Ravensburger and their gameplay more and more over the next few sets as we get to set 6, and apparently there's like a really big tie-in at the end. Like, will this end up being like a Pokemon thing where Wizards of the Coast developed the game, and then 2 years later, or 2 or 3 or whenever it was, that Pokemon actually acquired the card game and made it themselves in-house? Are we going to see that? I have a lot of speculations on like where this card game is going to go, but the big thing right now is that Pixelborn will soon be done, and where do we go from there with our online client? Well, I hope you enjoyed this information. I hope you can go forward and have a plan for how you're going to play this out. Do you have like a community of friends that you guys can test this all together? Will someone else come in and create some type of online client until Disney steps up? I don't know. But if you are a Lorcana player, this is super, super important information. Figure out what the next couple of months are going to look like as you prepare for all of your tournaments and competitions. And I wish you all the best. Keep yourselves well and keep playing Lorcana.